Hello dear students, now we are going to revise the chapter, the fundamental unit of life. I am not going to cover the whole chapter, I am going to do the revision only for those topics which we have covered, okay, which is there for your test. First one, who discovered cells and how? You know that in 1665, an English scientist named Robert Hooke discovered cell. So what he did for the first time, he took the section of cork and he observed under his primitive microscope, which is designed by himself. Right? So what he observed, he saw honeycomb-like structure while observing the thin slice of cork. Okay, so those structures look like small rooms, and those rooms he called them as cell, right? So who discovered it in 1665? Robert Hooke discovered the cells. Second one, why is the cell called the structural and functional unit of life? So we know the buildings are made up of bricks. The same way the living organisms, we are made up of cell, and each and every cell performs its own function and it also gives a structure, right? So hence it is a structural and functional unit of life. So the correct answer is all living organisms are made up of cells. So cell is the basic building unit of living organism, and all the activities performed by a living organism are sum total of activities performed by its cells. Hence cell is called the structural and functional unit of life. Third one, why is the plasma membrane called a selectively permeable membrane? Because it allows only certain substances to enter and exit from the cell. Correct? So it will not allow all the substances. So answer is plasma membrane is a highly specific structure. It is made up of lipids and proteins who selectively allow the entry of substance into the cell and exit of some other substances from the cell. That is selectively permeable. So that means it will not allow all the substances. It will allow only certain substances which are required by the cell. Okay. So hence it is selectively permeable. Next one, how do substances like carbon dioxide and water move in and out of the cell? Discuss. So here you know the concept of diffusion, right? What is diffusion? The movement of substances from the region of its higher concentration to the region of its lower concentration. The substances, the gases like CO2 and O2 follows this concept of diffusion, this process of diffusion. Okay, so whenever the carbon dioxide concentration increases inside the cell, what happens? It will go from inside to outside because of the concentration. So whenever the concentration of oxygen is more outside the cell, what happens? It should move from its higher concentration to lower concentration, from outside to inside the cell. Okay, and what about water? How it moves? It uses the concept of process of osmosis. So what is osmosis? Osmosis is nothing but the movement of water from the region of higher concentration through a semi-permeable membrane to a region of lower concentration. Okay, so it is nothing but osmosis. So CO2 and O2 uses follows the process of diffusion, and water, it also follows the process of diffusion in which the particular method is osmosis.